Hey y'all, it's Chris with Rockin Farm. Today, we're talking pigs. But before we do, hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell, and go check out our website, rockin8farm.com. So we're gonna talk about pigs, but we're gonna specifically talk about the Idaho Pasture pig. Through the rest of this, I'll probably refer to them as IPPs. And what I wanna talk about today specifically is rooting. So one of the big claims to fame for the Idaho Pasture pig is that they are a pig that does not root. Is that true? Well, it depends. As you can see, my guys are kind of going after it right here. I'm not showing you this to give this pig a bad rap because that's the last thing that I want to do. I absolutely love this breed. I am hooked on them and I plan on having them forever. And the big part of the reason that these guys are rooting right now is mostly my fault. So there's a few different reasons why these guys would do things like this. One of them I know for sure I don't have a whole lot of control over. The other ones, like I said, I think I could probably curb a lot of this behavior by changing some of my behaviors. Your Idaho Pasture pigs, or IPPs, are a breed that has been around for about 15 years. They are a pig that is very coony in nature, but grows faster than a coony because they have some Duroc and some Berkshire in them as well. These three breeds were combined to create the Idaho Pasture pig. Basically, it gives you a very good temperamented pig that grows faster than a coony does, but still makes grass and forage a big part of its diet. So with that said, as you breed Idaho Pasture pigs, sometimes the characteristics of one pig or another can come out a little bit more in your pigs. As breeders continue to attempt to develop the breed further, a lot of the characteristics that would be negative in all three breeds can be bred out, but they're going to exist for a while. And that's why we have the difference between breeding quality stock and a feeder quality stock. Now, one of the things that I've heard from a lot of people who have a lot of experience with these pigs is that their breeding quality stock basically does not root. But the feeders that they grow out, they all have problems with them rooting as well. And part of that is, as I said before, the genetics of the three breeds. The breed standard for an Idaho Pasture pig calls for a medium-sized upturned snout, and that makes grazing much easier and it makes rooting much more difficult. When a pig doesn't meet that breed standard, it becomes a feeder quality pig. And if they got the nose for it, sometimes pigs will be piggy. So the fact that these two guys have a little bit too much snout, there's nothing I can do about that. But let's talk about the stuff that is my fault. Because these guys do so well on pasture, they eat considerably less grain than your standard meat pig. Most meat pigs are going to eat somewhere between 6 and 8 pounds of grain a day. These guys eat less than half of that. We're talking right around 3 pounds of grain. Well, because they eat less grain, it also means that they're getting less mineral. These guys still need the amount of mineral that would be provided in 6 to 8 pounds of grain, but they're only eating 3 pounds. So you either supplement the grains with added minerals to their feed, or they go find the minerals themselves. And that's one of the biggest reasons that these guys will start to root, is because their mineral needs are not being met. This is my fault. When I first got these guys, I picked up a bag of minerals, and I honestly don't believe that the minerals that I have are meeting their nutritional requirements. Because I'm cheap, I don't want to go out and buy more minerals until I finish up the bag that I have. I've talked to several of the people that breed Idaho Pasture pigs, and they agree with me that my minerals may be a little deficient in a few different areas. So once I get these pigs on the minerals that they actually need and require, I think I'm going to see less rooting. Another reason that I know for a fact these guys are rooting is, again, my fault, and that is I'm not moving them fast enough. Because I'm running them in the areas between my fruit trees, which is kind of delineated right here by this mulch line, and my house, and then I plan on running them between that mulch line and the next set of fruit trees, which are right about here. I'm running them in fairly small areas. Basically, they're coming in and they're doing a great job of just being like a lawnmower here. You can kind of see how nicely mowed and manicured this particular lawn area is. It almost looks like I brought my lawnmower in here. Before I brought the pigs into that area, the grass looked a lot more like this. It was all very tall and there was a lot to eat. The rooting that you can see across these areas here did not begin to occur until the grass had been mowed down. So basically, y'all, if I had done a better job of getting them moved faster, if I had moved them maybe 4 days ago, that rooting wouldn't even be there. First they came through and they ate all of the grass down to a nice manicured length. It looked really nice. And then they started rooting. So the fact that pigs will be piggy, there's nothing I can do about that. Because these guys are my feeder pigs and they have a little bit longer and narrower snout, kind of making them more piggy, I can't control that either. However, like I said, had I moved these guys 4 days ago, there wouldn't be any rooting there, so that's totally my fault. I need to keep a closer eye on the grass as they're grazing, and as soon as they get it down, I need to already have their next rotation set up so that I can get them moved. I don't know if you can see my trailer off there in the distance. That white dot is the tire, but I actually have everything I need in that trailer to set up their next paddock. Again, if that paddock was already set up and I had moved these guys 4 days ago, my grass would look great right here. Now, one of the big differences that I've noticed between these guys and standard pigs, though, is they don't tend to root as deep and as big areas. I can come in here with a rake and clean this up pretty easy, and the grass is going to come back fast. So is it just a complete and utter lie that Idaho pasture pigs do not root? Not really. If I had breeder quality stock on the farm, which we will soon, and their minerals were balanced, and I keep rotating them as I need to keep them on good tall grass that they can eat, I really don't think I'm going to see a rooting problem other than the fact that pigs still like to wallow. All in all, I love this breed and I would not trade them for the world. Their temperament is absolutely amazing, and who couldn't love that muddy face? If you have any questions about Idaho pasture pigs, feel free to drop them down in the comments, but I'm really going to suggest that if you want to know a lot more about Idaho pasture pigs, go to the Idaho Pasture Pig Registry. It's all one word, IdahoPasturePigRegistry.com. All the information in the world can be found on that particular website. In addition to that, there's also a Facebook group. Just search Idaho Pasture Pigs in Facebook. You'll be able to find the group that way. The group is designed primarily for people who own Idaho pasture pigs, but I've never seen them turn away people who just had good questions. That's all I've got for you now, y'all. This has been Chris and the Pigs coming to you from Rockin Farm, and until I see y'all again, be happy and live healthy.